Welcome back to the channel, coin lovers and hidden treasure hunters. Today's video is not just another coin story. This is a journey into one of the most mysterious and misunderstood coins ever released by the United States of America. We are talking about the legendary Sacagawea $1 coin, often called the Golden Dollar, a coin that many people have spent without a second thought, not knowing it could hold extraordinary value in today's market. This small golden-colored dollar carries a powerful history, a rare design, and in some cases, shocking. The 2000 Sacagawea $1 coin carries a kind of quiet magic that most people completely overlook. At first glance, it looks like an ordinary golden dollar, something that once rattled around in pockets and drawers. But for collectors, this coin represents the birth of a modern U.S. dollar design and the beginning of a story filled with rarity, mystery, and shocking surprises. Many people unknowingly spent these coins years ago, never imagining that a small group of them would later ignite intense excitement in the numismatic world and spark dreams of life-changing discoveries. What makes the 2000 Sacagawea dollar so fascinating is not just the face value, but the moment in history it represents. This was the very first year of issue, struck at the Philadelphia Mint, when the U.S. Mint was experimenting with new ideas, finishes, and production methods. During this early phase, a few coins were produced with subtle differences that most eyes would miss. Those tiny details, invisible to the untrained observer, are exactly what can separate a common dollar from a coin that collectors talk about in whispers. Among serious collectors, the earliest Sacagawea dollars are often described as sleeping giants. They don't scream wealth the way gold bars do, yet their power lies in scarcity and demand. Some early examples show extraordinary sharpness, unusual surface textures, or design details that simply don't appear on later strikes. When such a coin survives in pristine condition, untouched by circulation, it becomes something far more than money. It becomes a trophy. That's where the real value story begins, and why experts urge people to look twice before dismissing these dollars as pocket change. The 2000 issue, in particular, has developed an almost legendary reputation because it sits at the crossroads of mass production and rare experimentation. A handful of coins escaped into the world before changes were made, and those pieces became instant standouts years later. As collectors realized how few truly special examples exist, competition intensified. Auctions turned dramatic, prices climbed, and suddenly a coin once worth $1 was being treated like a treasure. This transformation is what fuels the belief that one small coin can rewrite a person's financial story overnight. Condition plays a role that cannot be overstated. A worn Sacagawea dollar may hold sentimental value, but a flawless, sharply struck 2000 coin is where the real fireworks happen. Collectors chase perfection, and when perfection meets rarity, prices can explode. The idea that such value can hide in something so ordinary is what keeps people searching through old jars, inherited collections, and forgotten drawers with renewed hope and excitement. What truly captivates people is the emotional pull of possibility. The thought that a simple coin, overlooked for decades, could suddenly command an eye-watering price is powerful. Stories circulate of collectors paying staggering amounts for the right example, driven not only by metal and design, but by the story behind the coin. Owning one feels like holding a secret piece of American history, a symbol of change, exploration, and modern craftsmanship all wrapped into a single dollar. This is why many seasoned collectors warn against rushing to sell. A rare 2000 Sacagawea dollar, especially one with unusual characteristics, deserves careful evaluation and patience. Selling too quickly without understanding what you have could mean letting go of a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. In the collector's market, timing and knowledge can make the difference between a modest sale and a truly unforgettable result. The idea of becoming rich overnight may sound like a dream, but coins like this keep that dream alive. They remind people that value isn't always loud or obvious. Sometimes it hides in plain sight, waiting for the right moment, the right buyer, and the right understanding to reveal its true power. That's why the 2000 piece Sacagawea dollar continues to fascinate, inspire, and tempt collectors across the world. In the end, this coin is more than metal. It's a lesson. A lesson about patience, curiosity, and the incredible stories that everyday objects can carry. If you ever come across a 2000 piece Sacagawea $1 coin, don't dismiss it, don't rush, and don't underestimate it. In the right condition, with the right details, it just might be the kind of discovery that changes how you look at money forever. The 2001 piece Sacagawea $1 coin is often dismissed as an ordinary golden dollar. Yet for collectors and dreamers, it carries an aura of mystery that refuses to fade. At first glance, it looks simple. Sacagawea guiding her child, a quiet symbol of American history. But beneath that calm face lives a story of rarity, timing, and chance that can turn an everyday pocket find into a life-changing discovery. This is the kind of coin people unknowingly spend on coffee, never realizing they may have just let destiny slip through their fingers. What truly electrifies collectors about the 2001 piece Sacagawea dollar is not the date alone, but the strange and unexpected variations that surfaced during its production. Some coins escape the mint with unusual surfaces, experimental finishes, or striking irregularities that were never meant for public circulation. These are not just errors in the ordinary sense. They're minting accidents frozen in metal, accidental masterpieces that exist in painfully small numbers, making them irresistible to serious collectors who chase what money cannot easily buy: scarcity. In the world of rare coins, value is not born from age alone, but from story and survival. The most sought-after 2001 piece Sacagawea dollars are those that look slightly different, feel slightly heavier in importance, and whisper that they were never meant to exist. When such a coin appears in pristine condition, untouched by circulation, it becomes more than currency. It becomes a trophy. Collectors are known to pay staggering sums for the right example, because owning one means owning a piece of mint history that cannot be repeated. What makes the dream even more intoxicating is how ordinary the beginning can be. These coins were released into daily use, mixed with millions of others, meaning the rarest pieces did not arrive in velvet cases or locked vaults. They traveled through hands, cash registers, and wallets like common change. This is why stories continue to circulate about people discovering incredible Sacagawea dollars years later, sitting quietly in drawers, piggy banks, or inherited collections, waiting for the right eyes to recognize them. Condition plays a powerful role in turning possibility into fortune. A 2001 piece Sacagawea dollar that has never been scratched, cleaned, or abused holds an entirely different energy in the market. Collectors chase perfection because perfection is rare, and rarity ignites competition. When two determined buyers want the same flawless coin, prices no longer behave logically, they explode. In that moment, the coin stops being worth $1 and starts being worth whatever someone is willing to sacrifice to own it. Another layer of value comes from mystery itself. Some of the most expensive coins are not famous because everyone understands them, but because they raise questions. Why does this coin look different? Why does it shine in an unusual way? Why are there so few known examples? The 2001 piece Sacagawea dollar thrives in this space of unanswered curiosity, and collectors love nothing more than chasing a puzzle that might never appear again. This is why experienced collectors warn people not to rush, not to panic, and never to sell blindly. A coin like this must be examined, respected, and understood before it leaves your hands. Once it is gone, the story is over forever. Many fortunes are not lost because people lacked rare items, but because they underestimated what they already had. In the coin world, patience is often worth more than speed. The idea that a single coin could change a life overnight is not just fantasy. It is the fuel that drives collecting itself. While not every 2001 piece Sacagawea dollar holds unimaginable value, the few that do sit at the intersection of luck and knowledge. They reward the person who pauses, who looks twice, who senses that something ordinary may not be ordinary at all. That moment of recognition is where legends begin. So if you ever come across a 2001 Sacagawea $1 coin, do not treat it like spare change. Hold it, study it, protect it. Because sometimes history hides in plain sight, and sometimes fortune doesn't announce itself with noise. It waits silently in your palm, carrying the power to rewrite your future in a single golden circle. The 2011 Sacagawea $1 coin is one of those coins that looks ordinary at first glance, yet it carries a quiet mystery that keeps collectors awake at night. In everyday change, it blends in, golden in color, light in the hand, easy to ignore. But in the world of numismatics, coins like this are never judged only by their face value. What turns an average dollar into a legend is not the year alone, but the story hidden in metal. The way it was struck, the tiny differences in texture, the sharpness of the design, and the rare moments when something went wrong at the mint and created something extraordinary. In 2011, the Philadelphia Mint struck Sacagawea dollars primarily for collectors rather than for circulation, which already places them in a special category. Coins not meant for daily spending often survive in far better condition, and condition is power in the coin market. A flawless surface, blazing luster, and razor-sharp details can multiply a coin's value many times over compared to a worn example. This is why some collectors speak in whispers about perfect 2011 Sacagawea dollars, as if they are sleeping giants waiting to be awakened. What truly fuels the dream of unimaginable worth is the possibility of rare mint errors. In the coin world, mistakes are not flaws, they are miracles. A missing edge lettering, an off-center strike, a double design, or a wrong metal planchet can instantly turn a normal coin into a once-in-a-lifetime find. If a 2011 Sacagawea dollar exists with a dramatic and verified error, especially one discovered in pristine condition, its value can leap into a realm most people never expect from a $1 coin. Collectors are drawn to this coin not only because of money, but because of symbolism. Sacagawea represents guidance, survival, and hidden paths, and many enthusiasts love to connect that meaning to the idea of hidden fortune. The obverse portrait and the reverse design from the Native American dollar series give the coin a historical soul, making it more than just currency. When history, rarity, and perfection collide, prices stop making sense to outsiders and start making legends among collectors. Stories circulate about people who almost spent rare coins on snacks or bus fare, unaware that a simple piece of metal could change everything. This is why experienced collectors always warn: never rush, never clean, never sell without knowledge. A single scratch or polish can destroy a coin's magic. The difference between an ordinary dollar and a life-changing coin can be thinner than a human hair, and once that line is crossed, there's no way back. The idea of a coin being worth millions overnight comes from extreme cases: unique errors, top-grade, certified pieces, or coins with no close equals. If a 2011 Sacagawea dollar were proven to be one of a kind, perfectly preserved, and officially recognized by top grading authorities, it could ignite bidding wars among elite collectors. At that level, coins are no longer bought casually. They're fought over, showcased, and spoken about for decades. This is why patience matters more than excitement. Anyone who believes they might have a special Sacagawea dollar should treat it like glass and think like a historian, not a gambler. Coins that change fortunes do so quietly, through verification, expert examination, and time. The real power is not in hype, but in rarity backed by proof. Legends are born when facts support the dream. The 2011 Sacagawea dollar teaches an important lesson. Value is not always loud. Sometimes it hides in plain sight, waiting for the right eyes to notice. Most examples will remain worth close to their face value, but the few that break the rules are the ones that rewrite lives. This contrast is what keeps the hunt alive and the stories endless. So if you ever hold a 2011 Sacagawea dollar and feel that spark of curiosity, don't dismiss it too quickly. Knowledge is the real treasure here. While not every coin is a miracle, The possibility alone is enough to turn an ordinary moment into a lifelong obsession, because in rare cases, a single dollar really can carry the power to change a fortune forever. The 2010 Sacagawea $1 coin is one of those quiet pieces of American money that almost nobody looks at twice, yet it carries a story that can feel explosive when you truly understand it. At first glance, it looks ordinary, golden in color, light in the hand, and easily mistaken for loose change. But beneath that calm surface is a coin born in a very specific moment of U.S. minting history, when design transitions, production pressure, and human error collided. That is why collectors do not judge this coin by its face value, but by the secrets it might be hiding. For the right specimen, this simple dollar stops being spare change and starts becoming a key that could unlock life-changing wealth. What makes the 2010 Sacagawea dollar so powerful is not the date alone, but the environment in which it was made. This was a period when the mint was experimenting, refining processes, and producing coins mainly for collectors rather than everyday circulation. Fewer coins reached the public, fewer were handled, and fewer survived in untouched condition. When supply quietly shrinks and demand slowly grows, value does not creep. It jumps. Collectors hunt for coins like predators, not because every piece is priceless, but because one extraordinary example can rewrite the rules of the market overnight. The real magic begins when we talk about rarity within rarity. A standard 2010 Sacagawea dollar may sit comfortably in collections, but an example with a dramatic mint error, an unusual surface, a striking flaw in lettering, or an unexpected metal composition becomes something entirely different. These anomalies are accidents that can never be repeated on command, which is why collectors treat them like lightning caught in metal. When such a coin appears at auction, it is no longer competing with pocket change. It is competing with art, history, and prestige. That is how values leap from dollars to thousands, and from thousands into numbers that feel unreal. Condition is where fortunes are truly decided. A flawless 2010 Sacagawea dollar, perfectly struck, sharply detailed, and untouched by circulation, exists in a completely different universe from a war example. High-grade coins are judged with ruthless precision, and the top tier is incredibly small. When a coin reaches that elite level, collectors stop asking what it should be worth and start asking what they are willing to pay to own it. That emotional bidding is where prices can explode, sometimes reaching levels that shock even seasoned experts. There is also the psychological power of the Sacagawea design itself. This coin represents exploration, survival, and the birth of a nation moving westward. Collectors are not just buying metal, they are buying symbolism. When history, beauty, and rarity align, money follows. The 2010 issue, tied to the Native American dollar series era, sits at a crossroads of tradition and modern minting, making it especially attractive to long-term investors who think in decades, not days. Stories of unbelievable prices are born from moments when the right coin meets the right buyer at the right time. A single high-profile sale can reset expectations across the entire market. Suddenly, every collector looks at their own coin differently. That is how whispers of million-dollar coins begin. Not because every piece is worth that amount, but because one extraordinary example proves that such a price is possible. Once that door is opened, it never fully closes again. This is why spending a 2010 Sacagawea dollar without understanding it can be a silent tragedy. Many legendary coins were lost to vending machines, cash registers, and careless exchanges before anyone realized their true importance. Knowledge is the difference between loose change and legacy. Those who take time to study, protect, and authenticate their coins give themselves a chance, however rare, to step into that extraordinary category where fortunes are made. In today's market, patience is as valuable as the coin itself. The biggest wins rarely come from rushing to sell, but from waiting until the market is hungry, the collectors are watching, and the spotlight is bright. When a rare 2010 Sacagawea dollar emerges under those conditions, the numbers can climb beyond logic. That is when a coin stops being measured in dollars and starts being measured in destiny. So the 2010 Sacagawea $1 coin stands as a reminder that unimaginable value often hides in plain sight. It teaches a simple lesson with enormous consequences. Never judge a coin by its face value. In the right form, at the right moment, this quiet dollar has the power to transform an ordinary life into an extraordinary story, literally overnight.